Hello everyone, welcome to Spoiler Podcast. This podcast where we talk about the latest episodes in anime. So anyone watching this, you guys have been warned.
Oh, it was so bad.
Shut up! It is...
Do we just
I
roll
told
with it? Do we just roll with it?
We're rolling with it. I'm not doing it again.
Okay, you want to pass the questions around then, introductions?
Alright, let because this is the first episode, let's just go on with the introductions, because nobody knows who we are at all. So,
Who knew who we were in the first place?
people who came from other channels to here.
Okay, anyways, introduce our guest.
Let's go there. Let's introduce the guest, our very first guest of our very first episode, Lewis. Also known as zStar.
Hello.
zStar.
Also known as Anime Everyday. Also known as everything.
As everything else.
Yeah.
The man with many names.
And so, why don't you tell us about yourself and what you do regarding anime and fun facts?
So I have two YouTube channels. I have a gaming channel, which is zStarGames, and an anime channel, which is Anime Everyday. Big gamer, and I'm a big anime fan. I watch a lot of anime, probably too much anime. I also play a lot of video games, and I make videos about both. So yeah.
Awesome.
Can I just say I'm enjoying your Anime Everyday videos. You're doing a real good job with those.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
I've watched a few of those.
Okay, I guess I'll introduce myself. I am InsaneWaya, or Ray. I watch way too much anime as well. I think anybody who's that calls himself a fan probably does.
Yeah.
Too much for their
An
own good.
unhealthy amount.
Yeah, like, you know, the days where you binge and you do nothing else and you just forget that time even exists.
Mm-hmm.
Those days. Good days.
Yep.
A normal day.
Besides that, I edit AMVs on the side and have a channel together with Sheena where we do gaming stuff too, so all around nerds.
Yay, nerds. Everywhere. So I guess I have to... Oh, wait, no. What do you have any favorite anime? I don't think Lewis said anything, but...
We'll do that after. Just introduce yourself.
Oh, alright. Well, my name is Sheena, or as I am known on the internet, SheeGee. Like Ray said, I do a gaming channel with him, MrAndMrsGamer, and then I also edit AMVs. And about AMVs, I've been in finalists at conventions. Just saying, just to say that out there and brag, I guess. So yeah, I edit AMVs. I'm starting a thing on here where I do anime recommendations. That'll be out soon, whenever it comes out. So yeah. That's
Okay.
me.
So why don't we go around with the favorite animes then? How about you, Lewis?
My favorite anime is still my first ever anime, which was Eureka 7. So I guess I'm answering two questions in a one there.
Yeah, it's kind of true. That is definitely a good one. I own all of that, so on DVD actually.
Am I the only
That
one?
was one of my...
Am I the only one that hasn't actually seen Eureka 7? Like, I've never touched it.
You know what gets me about that though is what everyone in the U.S. calls it like Eureka 7. Like, is it? I guess if you pronounce it in English, it technically is, but like.
Yeah, I guess. Because there is a word like Eureka, as in Eureka.
Yeah.
There's also a city in California called Eureka, I think.
Well, no one cares about that though.
Shut up.
Yeah, they say Eureka in the English dub, so I just go with that.
Yeah, that's what I did too. It's even in the Japanese version. That's how they pronounce it. So
Yeah.
I just always assumed that was the right way to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm wrong, someone can correct me there. But
I think it is.
I guess I'll go next. It's really hard for me. I'm looking up at my anime collection as I think about this. I'd probably have to say Code Geass, just because, like, the ending got me.
Oh, the ending was crazy.
I know that
Yes.
that was epic.
It is a
So
good
good.
anime. But it's not.
Do we spoil that one right now?
We could spoil whatever we want. It's spoiler alert.
Dude, should we? Like, that was. I mean, no. It's too good to spoil that one. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, you won't see it coming.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it and you don't know what we're talking about, just go watch it, and once you see the ending, you'll be like, oh my god, they were not lying. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll move on to Sheena. Prepare for the feels animes.
I love feels anime, so my favorite has to be Clanad. I know it's like why Clanad? I love it because it goes beyond the whole harem thing. Because it's so obviously starts off of harem. Shut up! No. Okay, no, shut up. So it starts, it's this very harem-ish because it has all the girls, but then with after story and stuff, it goes beyond it and it just gets you, makes you cry every time.
It is nice to see it like the after story part, like because it literally is the after story. Like this is what happens after the harem ends.
Yep. When
like
he
sort of
finally
thing.
picks the girl, kind of thing.
That would be nice if more animes kind of did that and like went into like a serious relationship at the end.
Where it
That's
gets
one of my
more
pet
feels
peeves.
and more and deaths and stuff like that. That has to happen. You know?
Yeah, that's one of my pet peeves with anime is like they develop these relationships and attach to these characters and you're like, oh, just be together, like they get you with the feels, and then they never like just conclude it usually, where it's just like, yeah, they're together, this is what's going on. Like it's usually like out in the open sort of thing.
Mm.
It's never really like a full like happily ever after type of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, some do that though. I mean, like that was one of the few things that like you have to give to Sword Art Online is that they actually developed the relationship pretty well towards the end.
Yeah.
Sword Art Online was one of those kind of harem type shows where although there were other girls, there was always the one girl that they were focusing on. They kind of never... They did kind of give an episode or two to each other girl, but Asuna and Kirito were kind of the main... I mean, there wasn't really any doubt that they were the kind of two main people throughout the whole show.
Yeah. That was the only problem
until the
with
second
that.
season, though. Then that, like...
Yeah, and then the
totally
incest comes
destroyed
in.
it. Destroyed it. The ending was... I didn't like the ending for Sword Art Online. Because it focused more on the sister than it did on Asuna. I was like, why? I don't like her. At all. I hated her. I'm sorry. I did not like the sister at all.
I think they just added that in to sell more DVDs.
Yeah. Did you guys see the, what is that, the extra edition? Like the hour-long recap episode, basically?
I skipped through it. I didn't watch it all. It was just a
You don't
recap,
need to.
really.
Yeah,
Just watch the last 30 minutes. That's all it is.
Besides
that's
that,
what
it's
I
a
done.
lot of fan service. You get to see Asuna in a bikini and all them. So I mean, that's a thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
And there's the season 2 Gun Gale on like Gun. Is it Gun Gale Online?
Yeah.
Gun Gale
Remember.
Online.
Yeah.
that
coming
I'm actually
this-
excited for.
Is it this summer season? I think.
I think it is. That I'm actually excited for. I'm hoping like I like to give Sword Art Online like the benefit of the doubt and just say like they didn't have enough episodes in season 1, like they didn't know if they were gonna have a season 2 and stuff like that, so they just wrapped up the story as quickly as they could with telling as much as they can. I like to give it the benefit of the doubt there, and I want to assume that the second season here that's actually gonna like go into Gun Gale is gonna be better than previous, and it's gonna delve more into the story and into the game and all that stuff. At least I'm hoping.
Yeah. I think they'll learn from their mistakes because there were some very obvious mistakes they made with Sword Art Online. So hopefully they'll be able to learn from those mistakes and make Gun Gale Online even better. I don't know what they're calling it. Sword Art Online 2,
Gun
but
Gale.
it's not really Sword Art Online, is it?
No. Well, they might be like season 2 or season 2, but the game is
Yeah.
GGO. So kind of like
I'm
what they
looking
did
this
with
up
the elf one, the elf game. But haven't read the novels because they're based on a novel. But
Yeah.
I looked through kind of like the Wikipedia of it and just like the synopsis, and it looks like there's gonna be a bunch of games that they go through. But oh shit.
Yeah, they're just calling it Sword Art Online 2. I looked it
Yeah.
up right now.
Which is
And-
I wonder if that's going to be the final title because Sword Art Online is kind of finished. They finished that.
Well,
like,
not really.
within 10 episodes. They
Not really,
left
because
the
there's
game.
that seed that they had where they put the castle in the elf game. So there's still
Oh yeah, of course.
There's
Yeah, I
still
think
that,
that's why.
thing that they haven't finished yet.
Did I don't remember for sure, but isn't Kirito in this one? Doesn't he play a
Yes.
female character?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
gonna
it's-
throw me off a bit.
I
But
don't know. I saw that little teaser and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be so much fan service. I feel fan service
Yeah.
coming with girls and guns and lightsabers. I like the lightsaber part.
Yeah, well, half
yeah.
of the preview was just a big ass shot. So, but I mean,
Yeah.
what do you expect from Sword Art
Yeah.
Online?
Well, it's not that fan service.
I mean, you know what? You can't have a gun anime with, you know, we'll say beautiful women where they don't have a huge gun in between their crotch. I mean, come on.
Have you guys?
Yeah.
Come on,
That's
you've
that's
all
standard.
seen High School of the Dead, where the bullet went right through her boobs. Come on, that was
Yes.
the best scene ever.
Yeah.
That's like physically
She dodged it.
impossible.
That was awesome.
With a shirt on. With a shirt on, that's
Doesn't
physically
matter.
impossible.
Let's be
Nothing
honest.
is
That's one of the best
impossible
things.
in High School of the Dead.
That's one of the best things about anime, though, is that nothing's impossible. Like that was one of the things that probably got me into it. It was like it's an escape from reality. Like
Yeah.
you can tell, and that's one of the best things about it is you can tell any story you want, literally, in anime. If it's
Yeah.
possible to animate, it can be done.
That's the good thing about cartoons. It's just over here in the West, we only make cartoons for kids shows and comedies. We don't really make mature kids shows and mature cartoon shows. It's all kids shows and like Family Guy and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's our version of mature ones. It's just stupid fart jokes and crap. Like,
Yeah.
They have political jokes
I
in
mean,
them
to
too.
be fair, it's still
They do
funny,
make
but-
some.
So, the
It's a
only
rare thing, though.
serious
That's all I'm saying.
cartoon is probably Avatar, but they made it in a very anime style. So, in the end, it's still anime.
Yeah, that was pretty much as close as you
Yeah.
can get to anime.
So, do you guys want to go into what shows we've been watching lately?
Sure. You want to go first, Lewis?
Sure. The latest show I watched, I finished off last night, was Chunibu, because the new series has started, and I kind of wanted to watch that, but couldn't watch it without watching the first series, so I
Yeah.
went through the first series, and it was pretty nice. Kind of romantic comedy.
And it has all the
by-
feels.
Yeah, by Kyoto Animation. So animation was really nice.
Yep.
Story was pretty easy to follow. The characters weren't too generic, but they weren't too trying to be overcomplicated. It was a pretty laid back, nothing too crazy, but it was enjoyable. I haven't started season 2 yet, but I heard it's meant to be similar to season 1, which is nice to hear. So I'll need to start that soon and see if that was as good as season 1.
I can tell you right now, so far it is. I'm completely caught up with it. I actually just finished the most recent episode, and it's oh, that anime gets me. What's her name? Rika is the cutest fucking character ever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but she is. I had this argument with Sheena. I was like, if I had a daughter like that, I would just be cuddling her all the time or something like that, because she's adorable. I don't care how you want to judge me. She is the most adorable anime character I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's definitely up there with all the Moe characters. Definitely, she's one of the top.
I think I need to continue
The
watching this then.
goofiness and the
I've seen the
clumsiness
first few
and-
episodes of it,
And they hit you with that comedy in the first episode with the contact lens. That was
no,
awesome.
I love that.
Yeah, and it does get serious as well. The story does kind of
Yeah.
The second half is a lot more serious. Like the first 6 episodes or so are just kind of jokes and messing around, but then it actually gets serious. And there's an actual story to it, which is pretty nice.
Yep.
Okay.
That it gets real feels there. I was telling Sheena that, and that was
Yeah.
the main reason why I wanted to watch it, is because the second half is so good. But even the first half, though, it's very enjoyable. Even though there's not a whole ton of story there yet, it's just sort of setting the groundwork for it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one I really enjoyed. What else are you watching?
Space Dandy. I'm going to say that because it's probably my favorite this season so far. The same director as Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo, Kids on the Slope, and it's animated by Bones, which are one of my favorite animation studios, and is written by one of my favorite writers who also wrote Eureka 7. Dai Sato, I think is how you pronounce the name. So there's a really good cast of people, and of course it's voiced in English, which is awesome to see an anime voiced in English. at the same time as the Japanese dub.
Funimation's doing that, right?
Because
I think it was
Yeah, I think so.
simulcast at Funimation, not Crunchyroll.
I gotta give it a chance, but I don't like that sort of animation style of that, like those kind of animation styles. I usually like Bones' stuff, and I do like Eureka 7, so if the same person wrote it, like I'm sure there's gonna be parts of it that I'll enjoy. But like when I see like the animations and all that stuff that you saw in the previews, it doesn't really get me all that interested.
Yeah.
Like it
Well,
just looks real goofy.
The director said that every episode is going to have its own style, so it's going to be, you know, if you didn't like the first episode, you might really like the second episode. So I mean, I'd give it at least 6 or 7, you know, episodes, because I mean it's a pretty enjoyable show. It's not going to be, you know, the best anime ever. It's not going to be. I doubt there'll be much feels and stuff like that, because I mean there's only really one character that's a human in the main characters. I think we got introduced to a female character, but it's more just kind of funny, kind of enjoyable anime. I doubt there'll be much of a story. I think it's episodic the whole way through as well.
So
okay.
So this show is being
okay.
aired on Adult Swim as well, at the same time.
Yeah, on Toonami.
That's kind of interesting. So it just came out in Japan, right? Or
yeah, it's getting aired right now in
and
Japan,
also in the US.
at the same time as it's getting aired over
that's
here.
New.
See, that's the only thing that excites me about that. Is that's like the first step towards like getting that with most animes. Like I don't even need like English dubs. If we could just get the episodes in the US at the exact same time, like on actual TV somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if it's, you know, subtitled in the US, Europe, just around the world, like.
Yeah, well, it's
that
a step
would be
towards
awesome.
Getting more recognition, because right now, for the majority of, you know, normal people, anime is just schoolgirls with giant breasts, and that's it. There's no story or anything. So if we can get more anime shows aired on TV, even if it's, you know, older ones like Cowboy Bebop and stuff like that, if they can just get aired on TV, people might watch it, and people might, you know, get to, you know, see what anime really is, instead of, you know, the schoolgirls that everybody sees on the internet right now.
That's one of the cool things I thought about with Code Geass getting on Toonami, right? Or it was on Toonami, right? Or was it technically only Adult Swim back then? Was it still
Adult
called
Swim.
like? Because they did this really weird thing where like they took away Toonami, but they were still airing anime on Saturdays.
I think it was Adult Swim that they showed.
Yeah.
I think it was when there was just Adult Swim, but that would be a good introduction to anime.
Yeah, it's just a shame that the majority of anime that is made right now is kind of moe schoolgirls and stuff like that, because right now, compared to the 90s, the sales of anime has dropped almost a third of the sales, so they can't really make, you know, story-driven shows. They kind of have to make character-driven shows where the characters are all really good-looking girls, just so they can sell more, because in the end of the day, if an anime's not selling, they're not going to make it, because, you know, you can't make it without money, so
well,
unfortunately, right now.
I mean, the fans, though, do buy a lot. Like, I feel like just because the sales go down, you gotta remember all, like, the other merchandise that is extremely expensive that they sell. Like, the figures and all that stuff. Yeah. And, you know, they gotta get a pretty good amount of money from Crunchyroll for probably putting their stuff on there. I assume they have some sort of ad revenue deal and with them and stuff. I mean, they got multiple sources of income. I don't think it's hurting, but it definitely deserves to be doing a lot better than it is.
Yeah, oh, definitely. As long as we can keep, you know, getting shows in the spotlight. Like Attack on Titan, as much stick as it gets, it's done a really good job of getting into the spotlight. Because I know loads of people who watched that didn't really know what anime was, and kind of got introduced to anime through Attack on Titan because it was so popular. So if we can get more shows like that are, you know, pretty good action shows, especially if you've not watched anime before, it's a great introduction. So if we can get more shows like that over the next 3 or 4 years, we could definitely see anime becoming a lot better quality and a lot less moe schoolgirls.
See, that's another thing too, is like I feel like Sword Art Online kind of did that too, where it wasn't amazing, like, let's be honest, it was very, very good for what it was.
Yeah.
But like Log Horizon's doing it better now when it comes to, like, but they're doing it a little differently at the same time. Yeah. But like that was sort of one of those things too, where it got really big that year. A lot of probably got a lot of people into anime, and then Attack on Titan comes, and that does it too. And like I want to see like a stepping stone where it's just boom, 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 like just bringing anime further along. That's what I'm hoping. I want to see more good titles coming around. Like maybe Log Horizon could be the next step in that. I don't know, but because I don't know how people are really receiving it right now.
Yeah, I think video game anime tends to be quite popular because a lot of people like video games, and if they see an anime, it's very easy to relate to. To say, oh yeah, I've played that kind of video game, I can easily watch this. So I don't know how. I don't think it's getting aired anywhere on TV, and I don't know if any people have picked up to dub it or anything like that. But I mean, I'm sure we'll see this maybe summer season or fall season. We might see another Attack on Titan, another super popular anime. And I'm sure everybody in the anime community will hate on it, but as long as it's popular, as long as it brings more people into anime, I think it's doing its job.
Yeah, as long as it's doing that, you can't hate on like a show, in my opinion.
Except if you
if
you
it's
ever
helping
been
the
to
community.
a convention, when you go to a convention and there's a popular anime out, everyone's cosplaying as that. Last time I was at Anime Expo, there were so many people with the Attack on Titan cosplay with the what is that thing? The little string, the rope thing that they have. I can't remember what it's called. That they use to maneuver around.
Yeah.
Everyone had that.
Yeah, that was the thing. And then the year before this one, everybody was Kirito and Asuna.
Oh yeah, everybody was. As
But I like that though. I want that to keep going. Like,
yeah,
it does nothing but help anime. So why not? Like, even if it's completely garbage, I'm gonna be honest. Even if I hate it and it's complete garbage, if everyone else likes it and it's getting more people in the anime where they can see anime that actually are good, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, definitely. As long as as long as it's not moe schoolgirls with giant breasts that's popular. As long as it is something that might not be critically 10 out of 10 and amazing everything, might have a pretty standard story like Sword Art Online did, but as long as it's getting more people into anime, I think that's super important for the industry. Because if we see more of those shows, that means there's more money, which means they can make more of the shows that we really like and might not have as easily accessible story, maybe like Eureka 7 or Mushishi, but if we can get more money into the industry, then they can make more of them and we can get DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that.
Maybe the price of those DVDs will go down, damn it.
Yeah, definitely.
God, yeah. Especially the Blu-rays.
Oh my God,
yes.
It costs an arm to buy a new release of a Blu-ray, which is annoying.
Yeah, she actually for Christmas got me the first Blu-ray box of Sword Art Online.
That cost me.
And that was how much?
It was around 100.
How much was it?
Maybe.
Yeah, and that's for like what, 7 episodes, I think. 7 episodes for $100. That's like.
Yeah, I bought that. I bought Volume 1 as well for the UK release. And Volume 2's just come out, but I refuse to buy it. It's too much.
Especially
for 7
in Blu-ray.
episodes that I probably won't watch.
Yeah, like no, I'll guarantee you I'll watch it. Like I'll end up using that, but like because for example I got all of Code Geass and I didn't buy no damn Blu-ray of it. Fuck that. But I didn't have the money at the time, but I do have all of it, and I've probably watched those DVDs like 3 or 4 times. Like I've gotten my value out of those.
Yeah.
Beyond actually what most people would consider their value. So I don't know how we got to that point, but what else have you been watching?
Nothing else really sticks out. I guess Nisekoi. I don't know if you guys have been watching that. That's the only other show that really kind of sticks out.
No, I haven't.
It's quite good kind of romantic comedy. Nothing too serious. Quite a lot of comedy. I mean, there's not much to the plot, to be honest. It's a normal romantic comedy. It's made by the people that made Bakemonogatari and stuff like that. So it's got a really quirky animation style.
Nothing too serious.
Okay.
Shaft, that's the people. Yeah, it's
enjoyable
pretty good,
though.
Yeah, it's good. I'm trying to think. I don't think anything else really sticks out. Yeah,
I got one that sticks out. That might actually count as like the next stepping stone besides Log Horizon. That would be Kill la Kill.
Oh yeah.
That could be considered one of the next stepping stones. I mean, it is kind of you know,
over the top.
it has a little
It's
bit
very
of
over the
a, not
top.
really kawaii, but it has like, you know, schoolgirl perverted
Yeah, it's
sort
got
of
a lot of
stuff.
fan service, but
Yeah.
it's not got too much fan service that it takes away from the story, which is good.
Well, to be honest, for me at least, when I first watched it, I was like, she wears that while she fights? Like, it sort of ruined the environment. Like, it took me a while to get used to that.
Yeah.
I got used to it, but it took me a while. I was like, they went from Gurren Lagann to this?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it's definitely, I mean, it was never going to live up to Gurren Lagann, because Gurren Lagann is a masterpiece, and I don't think they could have made any show and it would have never topped Gurren Lagann, so I think they were kind of already in a mix there, because Gurren Lagann was such a good show, but
yeah.
it's definitely a more laid back version. It's like Gurren Lagann minus the kind of crazy story and just kind of action scenes, which was one of my favourite parts about Gurren Lagann, was the kind of over the top fight scenes, which we've seen a lot in Kill Kill. I'm not completely caught up with Kill Kill, but
I don't know. This show
I
is
think I've seen
pretty
about
over
10
the
episodes.
top.
But
Just,
Oh, yeah,
just even.
that's-
you also
yeah.
gotta you also gotta add you know, 5 Yokos instead of just one,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much what Kill la Kill is.
Yeah. And half a scissor. I haven't caught up with it, so.
Final battle, they scissor with scissors.
Mhm.
Okay.
Alright.
What about you, Sheena, then?
Alright, so for me, I've mostly been trying to do some catch up. So I've been trying to catch up with Kuroko no Basque. That is one of the main shows that's been, I guess that sticks out for me this week.
Yeah.
You been watching that at all, Lewis?
I've watched some of it, but I've not watched all of it. But it's on my list to go and watch all of it soon, because I do like sports anime. Sports anime are, I don't know why, but they seem more immersing. You always get really into sports anime. They're definitely like the easiest ones to get really into a sports anime, because it's pretty easy for them to really put you into a good story, even if it's just like Yaomushi Pedal, which is a cycling anime.
I haven't seen that.
Diamond no Ace, which is a baseball anime. And I didn't know anything about either of these sports, because we don't do baseball over here in the UK. And
Yeah.
cycling, I didn't have a clue about cycling, but even though I didn't know the rules, it was still like super immersive, and I was going really into the baseball, even though I didn't know how they were playing it. It was pretty good. It gets you really into the characters, and I don't know, the sports anime just seem to be really good.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like sports, you can still really enjoy them.
See,
I was never really
I
into
can't agree.
sports anime. Like, probably the only sports anime I've watched before Kuroko no Basque and Diamond no Ace, because I'm also watching that, was probably just martial arts anime, like History's Strongest Disciple. So I've watched that. I guess it's considered a sport, a sports anime, but I'm actually really enjoying Kuroko no Basque, because it just doesn't focus on, you know, the main team that you're following, but there's also other people, like the other teams that you're also focusing on as well. So
Yeah.
I like that in anime. It does,
and then starting off with that backstory.
yeah, the backstory too, which kind of leads into focusing on different characters aside from your main ones. And even the main character isn't even the main character or the main player in the basketball team. He's a support.
That's what I love about it.
He's a support character.
That's what I love about it. He was like, that's what we were talking about this like before I started watching Kuroko with Sheena. I was talking to her and I was like, I want to see the anime where the main character is actually like the side character, like imagine like Log Horizon, except by the main character is what's the name of the guy that's
The paladin.
the tank?
Yeah, the paladin guy.
Yeah, like imagine just like
Shiro.
imagine watching it from his perspective like the 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what Kuroko is. Like he's like the side character that like they made into a main character, and it's awesome because of that too.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's not like it doesn't follow like his story as much as you in most animes would with the main character because of that. But he's still an interesting character and all that stuff. But I thought it was hilarious that came around while we were talking about that.
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of that. Again, I've also been watching Diamond no Ace, because I used to play softball and I like baseball too. So I tried watching that, and I enjoy it so far. It's still early in the series, so it's kind of hard to determine anything. Compared to Kuroko no Basket, there's not a lot of I wouldn't say villain, but you know, their main opponent, because so far the opponent is each other in the game.
Yeah.
So they're kind of.
It's going really slow.
It's kind of slow at the moment, but we'll see if it kicks up. Or we don't really know any teams that they have like a grudge against. You know, that's how usually sports anime kind of goes with. But we don't really see a lot of that so far. What else have I been watching? Trying to see. Oh, can we go into Nagi no Asukara? Can we do that?
Yes, that's fine. I was wondering when you bring that up, I was like, what else have you been watching? What's been your favorite so far with all the feels? Clan ad.
Yeah.
Clan ad girl. Of course you're gonna love this one.
Yes, Nagi no Asukara. My favorite feels anime this season, last season, kind of in between seasons. Have you guys seen the most recent, not the most recent episode? I haven't. I've only seen the
second episode.
I think I've watched maybe 7 episodes or so.
So you're not that
So you're about, so you're like something like 8 episodes, 9 episodes behind them.
No.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No.
Well,
No,
let's just
I
say
think
there's a
it's pretty
time
good
jump.
show.
There's gonna be a time jump, and it gets
There's a
really
time jump?
depressing.
There's gonna be
Oh,
a
wow.
time jump, and
I won't spoil anything else, but it gets really depressing since you haven't seen it.
no,
It's like
we're not
the
living up
feels
to
are
our
gonna
name.
be coming.
We're not living up.
I
to our
can't
name.
when the guest hasn't seen it,
No.
but
So you've seen.
if we've all seen it, we can completely spoil it. I don't give a shit.
All right.
But anything else, if you want to talk about the first like 6 or 7 episodes, we can spoil the hell out of that.
I'm trying to remember.
Sure. I think I've seen. I got up to the bit where I can't even remember actually. I stopped watching it and just because I kept forgetting each week, and I need to catch up with it. I'll just do that one day. I'll catch up with all. What is it on episode 16 now or something?
Mm-hmm.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
it's on episode 16 right now.
Yeah, so I think it's on Crunchyroll for us, so I can just sit and watch it on my phone one day.
Mm-hmm.
I have a good question for you though, since you like to do your anime review stuff. What do you think about the animation of it?
It's okay. I like how it's underwater.
It's gonna be a battle here.
Oh God, no.
Well, it's underwater, so like there's a lot of opportunities to give those kind of big shots where they're looking up into the water and there's fish, going about. It seems pretty good. I mean, it's not by any means bad. There's no bad points, but I wouldn't say it's outstanding. But what can you expect from you can't exactly have kind of like Attack on Titan's quality animation in a romantic comedy. So it's not. I guess it's not.
No, it's not a romantic comedy at this point. Hell no. It has gone way away
It's-
from any comedy.
It's gone.
Really,
Yeah.
I did not expect it to get
It
quite
is-
serious. That's
It
weird.
is
It
really,
has.
really serious now. So
Damn.
yeah,
I'll need to catch up soon then.
but I disagree.
Are
with
you guys? Well, okay, go on.
Oh no, I'm just saying that I
I'll
just
move on.
because I don't know. I'm like really in love with the animation of the series. Like it's just like I don't know how far you've seen or anything, but just the animation itself is what got me into watching it. Ray told me to watch it, and
Yeah.
then I saw the opening and I was like, wow, this is really good animation. I thought, at least, but that's
I mean,
personal
one of the-
opinion, I guess. But
one of the basic
think
tests
that-
you can do is just look at the background of scenes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you can see how detailed they are, and that's one of like the basic little tests you can do to see how good it is, and they actually did a good job with that.
yeah.
Like it's
I think
actually
it's one of those shows that if you like it, you love it,
Mhm.
and if you don't hate it, because I don't hate it. It's still a really enjoyable show, but like if you, it's one of these shows that I can see people, having as their favorite anime and stuff like that.
yeah, I could see that.
Mm. But it gets
It's
a lot
definitely
deeper
got that.
than where you're at right now, though.
Oh yeah, it gets like clan ed levels of depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's why I love it so much.
Speaking
That's
of-
why I love it so much.
Girls like to be
Speaking of
depressed.
that, have you guys watched or been watching Golden Time? That's a kind of similar show. It's
I
got a
have
kind
not.
of depressing overtone.
Really? Called Golden Time, and it has a depressing overtone.
Yeah, I wouldn't spoil anything, but it's airing right now. It's 16 episodes or so as well. And that's a pretty what would it be like? I don't know. It's quite a unique romance, but it's weird. It's not your kind of like happy romance. You have to choose between this girl or that girl. It's got quite a lot of
Yeah, I'm looking at the description.
quite
so
a deep backstory.
It's a loss of memory anime.
Yeah.
Guy loses his memory.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a spoiler or not. I can't remember.
Nah,
when they
it's in the
revealed that.
description.
They might reveal that
so-
right on episode 1. Oh, they must reveal it in like episode 1, but
Yeah, it's in the
that's
description.
definitely one to watch because I know a lot of people that really like that as well. So probably check that one out. It's pretty good. I think that's on. I don't know if you guys have that on Crunchyroll, but we've got that on Crunchyroll as well.
Yeah, we do. Golden Time.
Yeah. Speaking of animes on Crunchyroll, let's see, where is it? I want to get. I'm gonna use a Crunchyroll name. Here it is. Recently, My Sister is Unusual. Have you watched any of that yet?
No. I
Oh,
have
it's-
it on my
oh.
queue.
Is that the one that's pretty much hentai?
Yes.
It's pretty much censored.
She has a chastity belt, and it like
The most
she
ridiculous
can't
story ever.
she can't get it off until like the ghost that's falling around's been satisfied enough.
You
So
just have to fill it up with
orgasms,
liquid in the heart or
essentially.
something.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's
the most
amazing.
ridiculous. I got about 10 minutes in and then I stopped watching it.
I'm sorry, I fall for that stuff so badly because I'm not like, oh, this is so good. I just start laughing my ass off when I see those kind of scenes.
It's completely ridiculous.
That's why I like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious on Crunchyroll. Like everybody was rating it like 1 or 2 stars after the first episode.
Yeah.
So just to be an ass, I rated it 5 stars. Like, and now it's up to 3.5. Yep. So
There you go.
take that,
I think
bitch.
that was like one of the first shows that aired this season as well, so everybody will have watched
Yep.
it. 'Cause it's like the first show. Oh, what's this? This looks interesting. And it's
Yeah.
like 10 minutes in, and it's like full on,
Hentai.
just censored. Yeah.
She's having sex with a ghost. Let's be honest. 10 minutes in, she's having sex with a ghost.
Pretty much that's the premise of it.
No, it's not even sex.
That-
She's being raped by a ghost.
Best premise
Yeah.
ever.
I mean,
And
that's
it's
the
censored
best.
by like a little box.
That's the best 10 minutes I've ever seen. Like, I'm exaggerating, but I mean that was awesome. I had to bring that up, just because it was because of what it is. I had to mention it.
So what else was there? So there's Nagi no Asukara. I've watched. I've tried watching Pupa. Ray told
God.
me to watch Pupa. I was surprised that it's only a 4-minute show. It was one of those shorts. So
Yeah.
that was. Yeah, everyone's been rating it really low because everyone's like, "Oh, the premise is so good. It's about this girl that eats her brother or something like that, right?"
Yeah,
After
apparently
he
the
becomes-
manga's meant to be really, really good. And then I watched the first episode and I was so confused after the first
Yeah,
episode.
it was
Yeah,
only.
I had
so
no
bad.
idea
only-
what happened.
I thought my Crunchyroll thing expired. It was like I only have like
Yeah, it just
4
stopped.
minutes of
It
this.
just
Like
ended.
what? Yeah, so
Just
it was
ended without
a little
saying
bit of a
anything, just left me
disappointment.
confused.
It was kind of disappointing that it was only 4 minutes, but maybe we'll see more. I don't know.
Did you see the preview of it?
I did. I refused to watch the preview. Just
I
'cause of
loved
that.
the preview because of the ending, the sound of her munching on his flesh. It was just so good. Like that, I was like, "Ooh!" Like it was cringeworthy, and I was like, "Oh, that's so awesome." I don't know why it was awesome, but it just was.
It was meant to come out about 2 seasons ago. It was meant to come out on TV, but no TV stations would pick it up. So they missed 2 seasons. They waited, and then nobody would pick it up, so they had to go to Crunchyroll. So I don't know if it was meant to be 24 minutes episodes, but
That's
it's
true,
pretty,
because
it's
they-
pretty weird anime.
They wouldn't show a 4-minute show on TV unless
Yeah,
it was like
especially something as weird as that.
yeah. But the animation for it is like really like that dark kind of weird. I don't know. It's really hard to describe the animation for
Yeah.
it. But
I wouldn't even
it's
try and
just
describe it.
interesting.
If I'd just say go watch it, go watch the
Yeah,
first episode, and
Just watch the first
You'll still
episode,
be
you'll
as
be
confused.
confused. Yeah. And then I've also been watching Hamatora.
There you go.
I watched Hamatora. I like it. It's very Durarara like, and darker than black. Kind of a mix between that and Tokyo Majin. So it's like a mix of a bunch of different, like a detective with superpower, which is pretty much what Hamatora is.
Yeah, that's on my list, but I haven't started watching it yet.
You should watch it. That's actually a good one.
It's a good show.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of
that
shows this season that I need to start watching. There's a bit because there's a few ones that were pretty bad and I dropped, and then I said okay, I need to stop watching as much seasonal this season, because winter seasons are never too amazing, but there's still some pretty good ones this season.
Yeah, there is actually. Speaking of which, I'm not sure if I'm gonna pronounce this right, but Nisekoi. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
I've been enjoying that one quite a bit, especially Have you seen the most recent episode?
I've seen the first two. I don't know if.
I think that's all there is so far. Let me double check. Yeah, that's all there is. So, second episode, I thought it was really good. I thought.
It's definitely more than your generic show.
Well, there's gangsters involved, and it still involves high school romance. So,
yeah,
it's
like two of the biggest, basically two of the biggest gangs in Japan or wherever they live, are getting there. One guy from one gang and one girl from the other gang are having like a kind of arranged relationship, and they hate each other, and it's so that they can maintain peace between the gangs, and it's and that's all you really need to know, and it's kind of the adventures and mishaps of the couple.
Yeah, it's really good actually though. One I thought I would bring up because Sheena has been catching up with it. I don't know if you've completely caught up with it, but it's not very recent. The World Only God Knows.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
I haven't gone through the Angel. What is it? Is that the Angel one? The Angel season? Is that what it's called?
Is it the Goddess or the Angel?
Goddess.
Goddess.
There it is, Goddesses.
Whatever it was. Yeah, Goddesses. I don't remember. Yeah, so I've only seen like the first episode of that, but I finished the first two.
Yeah, that's what I done as well. Finished the first two arcs.
It is such a good show.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you right now. When you get to the third season, it's gonna get very harem-y.
Yeah, well, that's I was thinking. Like, I'd watched 2 seasons. I just didn't think that season 3 would be different enough for me to invest another 4 hours into watching it. So I never got around to watching season 3. I will one day, but it's not.
It is a bit different. It's like because it does get more like harem-y at the same time. If you watch the first couple episodes of it, I think it's the first episode actually that gets you with like one of the shock moments, because this isn't really too big of a spoiler because you find out in, like the first episode or so.
Yeah.
The girls that have like the goddesses in them can actually remember what happened with him.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
So it complicates things a lot. So it actually does get different and changes it up a little bit. So it is worth watching that season, but because of that, it also gets a little more harem-y.
Well, that was the one thing that I didn't really like about the first 2 seasons, is that once they'd finished with a character, like that character was just gone, never to be even bothered about again because they just couldn't remember, so they might as well just have never existed. But if they've got their memories, that's going to actually add some depth to the story rather than 2 or 3 episode arcs and then moving on to another 2 or 3 episode arcs.
Actually, I gotta mention something actually when I think about that. They did fast forward a little bit and skipped like a good 6 girls to get to that point of the story. And they sort of just do like a half an episode sort of recap of what happened when that you didn't get to see, which kind of sucked, but most of the main girls were ones that we've already been introduced to, so it's not too bad. I think there's only like 2 maybe that you weren't really introduced to that become sort of mainish characters in that one.
That's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how much time they're given and how many seasons they actually have. I mean, ratings and sales are everything when it comes to stuff like that, so they can only do so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for it to get a 3rd season is pretty good. I guess it's pretty successful because it's quite a funny show. It's easy to watch, and there's not much of a serious plot. You can get. It was an anime I watched like when I couldn't be bothered watching a really serious anime, so I just put on an episode of The World God Only Knows, and just before I went to bed or whatever.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? What's another one we can talk about real quick? Magical Warfare. Did we talk about that yet?
We have not talked about it yet, but
Yeah,
we can.
but we're all watching it, I think.
Yeah, we all are. That one, I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. Like, normally, like this, I don't know, some people might hate me for this, some people might agree with me completely. Usually when it has the word magical in it, I'm not someone that wants to watch that.
Yeah,
But this has actually been
magical
good.
girl shows. They're my least favorite genre. Magical
Yeah.
girl shows.
But this one's actually doing a pretty good job so far.
Yeah.
It's got me invested at the very least. It's gonna have me at the very least for a few more episodes unless they really fuck something up. So I'm quite
the story
enjoying
has
it.
potential because it's got the kind of
Has a lot of background.
like
Stuff
the
we need to know.
the Harry Potter kind of school, like kind of magical school kind of thing. So
Yes.
they could do something with that, but then they could again just completely ignore it. And,
Now here's what I want to see though. They got this burnt down, like destroyed version of Tokyo essentially. I want to see battle scenes in that. That's gonna be cool.
I'm sure we will, because Madhouse are doing the animation, and they've done like Black Lagoon, Hellsing Ultimate, and stuff like that. So the animation is going to be pretty good. So I presume they're going to have some pretty epic battles with crazy laser beams and epic giant swords and guns and stuff like that.
So you're completely following this one though, right? You've seen all 3 episodes?
I've not seen the third one. I've seen 1 and 2.
Okay. Well, you the second one though. So you've been introduced to like the main character's like I'm assuming brother.
Yeah.
Like at the end where you're sort of given like this little hint where like that's like the sword or whatever he got was his or something, like he had something to do with that, where it was supposedly a girl's or something. Like he has some sort of involvement in all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it's his mom's.
And that's really interesting, and they delve a little more into that in the 3rd episode. That's really interesting to me right now. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, they've got a lot of interesting kind of plot points that they could use. Like, I mean, they've got the whole war thing that happened with the 12 magicians that saved the world, and there's a bunch of that they could go into. But then again, they could just completely ignore it, like a lot of shows do, and just kind of focus on pointless things. So it could go either way.
Well, it's just fucking spoiler. Do you want me to spoil a little bit of what happens in episode 3 to make you maybe be a little more invested in it?
Yeah, go for it. I mean, I'll probably end up watching it sometime.
There's a part where the brother mentions, like the brother character, I'm assuming it's his brother, says, "Are you trying to steal my whole life now?" Mentioning that somehow, like that's basically confirming that he was somehow involved in this, and like that everything he's doing right now is stuff that like basically he's already done, and like it involves the blonde girl too. Like apparently there's a love triangle going on there. There's a lot of stuff going on there. It's kind of I think
it could
they're doing
be
well.
More than we expected then in terms of story.
They set the groundwork for it really well so far. So I'm hoping that they do really well at the story, and it doesn't turn into something stupid like let me look one up right now. I can't remember the name of it. What's something really stupid like that? It's not hard to find. It's like the Demon King or something like that. What was that one? Demon King Diamo or whatever. That was really stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It had a lot of fan service.
I haven't seen it. The poster looks kind of...
It was similar like that. Like, magical school, guy becomes Demon King. It was complete garbage, I'm going to be honest. But I had plenty of fan service, and I'm stupid. I ended up watching it all. Anyways.
You're so stupid. What else?
Is there anything else I want to bring up?
Here?
Actually, hold on. I thought of one thing I do want to bring up. Have you seen Arpeggio of Blue Steel? I don't know if I pronounced that right, but...
I started watching it last season, but I kind of dropped it. Was that the one with 3D... It was all 3D animation?
Yes, that was what I wanted to mention about it. What'd you think of that?
The story never captured me, and I ended up falling asleep a couple of times.
What do you think of
the...
What do you think of the animation, though, man?
It was okay. It points in the action, whereas the action was where it looked best, but then when they were just talking, it looked like a PlayStation 2 cutscene, and it kind of looked a bit out of place and stupid. But in the action scenes, it looked pretty good with the missiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was my problem with it. There was some moments where it looked really bad, but there were some moments where it worked really well. I was just like, I don't know if we're ready for this yet. Like, I don't know. Is it just the technology's not there, or can you not invest the money?
Yeah.
Like, because it just didn't seem like we're quite ready for it yet. But it was kind of cool to see how far we are, like close to like maybe being able to make a good animated, completely 3D kind of show.
Yeah, I just don't think CGI works the best for just talking to each other.
Anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for action scenes it
Well-
works really well, and most anime use CGI for action scenes now, and they kind
Yeah.
of blend it in with the normal animation. But for talking to each other, like, you don't really need to have there's no point in having 3D animation. It doesn't bring anything to a scene where you're just got dialogue.
Yeah, it reminds me of if you ever play Phoenix Wright, the newest one. It looked kind of like that, but not as 3D. Because the new Phoenix Wright game is more animated compared to the older ones. If you've ever played those games, but it's very video game looking.
Yeah.
The animation for that anime. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else we haven't actually like legitimately talked about Log Horizon yet. Do we want to do that, or do we want to save that? Like, because I don't know. Would you be interested in coming on again, Lewis?
Yeah, of course. I'd love to.
You can dedicate a whole show on Log Horizon.
No,
That is such an in-depth. No, that show is really in-depth.
It is.
Like, because it's very. It focuses a lot more on like the economy compared to Sword Art Online was more of the game. Well, not really much of the game, just staying alive. But because you can die in Log Horizon.
Sword Art Online didn't have an economy. Here it's like no
Not
person
really.
in an MMO, like most of the time, one person can't buy like a house, like a actual lodging. They're almost always like completely stuck renting or something like that. If it's like that sort of setup.
Well, no, like the start of an economy, like you know how they price things, like you know when they were with the different guilds, right?
Mm-hmm.
How different guilds do different things, like gather or all that stuff, and how they make deals with each other. That's very businessy.
Well, I meant the whole
You know?
economy because there was really almost nothing with Sword Art Online. Like there was a few times where he tried selling stuff and trading stuff and went to like people to praise stuff, but like Kirito never had fucking money issues, and he was always alone.
Kirito didn't have any issues. He just seemed to be the best. He just seemed to be the highest level.
That was
the best swords.
One good
They
part
didn't-
about the second season, though. Not the second season of Sword Art Online 2, but like the second season of the first, because the ending of it kind of where like he was like, wait, yeah, this is just a video game. I'm like nobody sort of thing. Well, that was a really good moment, I thought, actually.
Yeah.
That was the.
But he still kept his stats.
That was the.
So he was still strong.
Well, but no, but that was a shining moment though, where like he's like, I can't beat a GM. I'm even I did it once, but like I'm not God. I don't actually have power. Sort of, moment. That was actually like the one shining moment I felt like for that season of it. That otherwise that season is just banishment. Just forget about it. Never happened. It didn't exist.
Well, there was also another show that I've been watching, Nobunaga the Fool.
Wait,
That one.
which one?
I'm actually Nobunaga the Fool.
Oh, okay.
The mech. It's like a historical.
Historical
not
mech
really
anime,
historical.
yeah.
They use historical mech anime.
Oh yeah.
Well,
It's
they
got
use historical
Leonardo
names.
da Vinci and stuff.
Yeah, it's got a lot of historical
Yeah.
figures actually.
Yeah, they're not really in the same time period.
They're not at the same time period at all. They're throwing them around from all over.
They're just using their names and then. But it's a really good show if you're into the.
Isn't Julius Caesar in it or
Mech.
something like that? Like I'm pretty sure.
Caesar's in it. They have the round table, the 12. Knights
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
pretty
Round
sure
Table, but they're not
Leonardo da
really knights,
Vinci
they're just-
and Julius Caesar didn't live at the exact same time.
Nope. Neither did Nobunaga. Oda Nobunaga lived in like the 1500s. I looked it up
Or giant
because there's
mechs.
two Nobunaga
Yeah, or giant mechs. That's a good point.
or two planets.
Yeah, or space
that's, like,
travel.
next to each other.
But
Yeah.
it,
But I noticed there's two Nobunaga shows. There's Nobunagun and there's Nobunaga the Fool.
Yeah. I think
Not really interested in Nobunagun that much.
Nobunagun was pretty poor. I watched the first episode and I didn't really like it.
I haven't even given it a chance yet.
Yeah.
I didn't like the concept that I saw for it, and like what it seemed like it was gonna be, didn't interest me. So I haven't even given it a chance yet.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
I
It was
watched
really
it. It
weird.
was.
The
Yeah.
Nobunaga the Fool, though, that I've actually given a chance. It's not bad. So
Yeah,
I
enjoy
can't
that
say
show
it's
a lot.
anything
I like the
great yet,
mix.
but it's not bad.
yeah. It's pretty. It's a pretty weird concept, but I'd rather have a weird concept than another
Generic.
generic high school romance.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, that's the cool thing though about high school romance ones right now is a lot of them have to start being out of the box and they're being less generic now, and they're turning something so simple into some cooler things. Like what's the one that starts with an H, like Hayoko or something? What is it called? I cannot remember. Hold on.
I
Go
don't
to
know.
my favorites tab here. Hold on, I got it saved somewhere. I'm pretty sure I pronounced it pretty close to right. Yeah, it's spelled Hyouka. Yoka, I think it's called.
oh
And I
yeah,
don't.
That
I think I've
one
heard
was
of that. I've not
interesting.
watched it
Like
yet.
it's okay. We'll try watching that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure you'd know by
Yeah.
now, anyways, right? Like how they're sort of changing up high school romance stories into something actually more interesting now, like
Yeah.
Shiba
The
no
pilot's
or
love
whatever.
song. Dang it! No, darn.
There's
lot
only
of-
so many kind of classic high school romances you can do before it just gets boring.
Yeah, I still fall for it, but like a lot of them are changing it up now. I've noticed. So,
Yeah.
they're adding something
Well,
to it to make it a little different, and the characters are maybe a little
the
different.
pilot's love song is a high school romance in the air.
In the air.
Because it's a floating island, and there's a love relationship thing going on between people of different classes.
Different classes, yeah, that's kind of
But
cool.
are they really different classes? I mean, like hierarchy.
Yeah, like, how far are you with that, Lewis?
I am caught
Is
up
she
to
not?
episode 3.
You actually watched episode 3? I
Yes.
haven't yet.
I did watch episode 3.
I just watched the first
and
episode.
it was very interesting.
Okay, you gotta catch up then, but like, there's
Yeah.
the main character, there's some stuff that happens that makes him a lot more interesting all of a sudden.
That's nice
we'll,
to know.
We'll just say that.
His background.
His background made him more interesting.
compared to like just some love struck.
You ever have
Outlet.
those moments in animes where something like you start learning about the backstory of something, and for a little bit just like explain a character, then you're like, and like it keeps happening here and there, and you're like, what the fuck? I just want an anime of the backstory. Like the backstory seems better than the actual anime. You ever have those kind of moments?
That
Like,
was
okay.
Sword Art Online in a nutshell.
And
The
what's it
concept
called?
of Sword Art Online was 100 times better than what they actually talked about.
I'm talking more like Log Horizon, like those flashbacks with him and like the group, the Tea Party or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like
the
I'd like to
game
see an
was
anime
actually a
based on the
game.
Tea Party, like
Yeah.
that kind of moment. Like it has sort of that kind of feel to it. Like when you start learning about that, it's like I want to know more about his past. Let's just focus on that for a while.
Yeah. They might even like that's what's good about the OVAs, which is, they can just focus on a random story that doesn't necessarily have to coincide with the main story. Maybe a DVD extra or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I have a question real quick. We don't have to go into it too much, because I don't know if either of you are following it. But very odd anime. Have any of you watched World Conquest? Zvezda plot? That's not even a word. That's not a word.
What?
ZVEZDA is not a word.
ZV.
No, it's ZVEZDA. That's not a word. You can't pronounce that.
Zveda?
Zvezda, yeah, like I don't know, but
How we can make people sound retarded.
that basically, right?
Zveda.
We'll just call it World Conquest. Either of you seen that yet?
I don't think so.
I haven't. I see it on the list. but
Very
I haven't
odd. Give the first
haven't
episode a
gotten to it.
try, and you'll be like, "What the fuck is this?" Just putting that out there. Considering like the main character is like high school aged, and the girl that's like he's fallen try to take over the world's like in like kindergarten or something. So yeah,
What?
exactly. So just watch the first episode, and I want your reactions next episode. Because that is so weird. I
Alright.
was like, what is this? Like, the whole time I'm confused and scared.
World Conquest Zvezda.
Exactly, see? How to make someone sound stupid.
There you go.
That's not a word. I'm gonna defend
It's
that.
not a word.
You want to wrap it up with that?
Yeah, go watch World Conquest Zvezda.
And someone teach me how to pronounce it, apparently.
Yes. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention? Any last
Any last
We talked
words?
for like
Lewis?
quite a while.
series?
How long did this
Yeah.
go on for? An
Uh,
hour. Wow.
yeah,
Well,
went
we're
about an
recording for
hour.
an
It
hour.
was
About an hour.
it was going
That's
pretty
pretty
good. So I mean, you know, I was having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always good to talk about anime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's never. You can never find people to talk about it for like long periods of time. So that's kind of one of the cool ideas that goes along with this.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you go on like a forum, and that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
That's sort of like, yeah, we'll talk about it every day for a week in like 2 posts every day. Like, it doesn't count. But yeah, so I thought it went pretty well. So you wanna maybe mention your channels again, Lewis?
Anime Every Day and zStarGames. They're my 2 channels. Gaming and anime.
Sounds good. Shay, you wanna wrap it up here? Any closing statements?
No, I think this episode went very good for the first episode.
Okay, make sure to comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. And feel free in the comments to recommend us some guests. Because we don't actually know a ton of people. We have some guest ideas that should be interesting. But, you know, it's kind of hard to find guests.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be honest, you need a very thick list of guests to find one that will come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And work with the time, too.
Like Lewis right now has to be dying, so it's like what, like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. almost there.
Almost 4 a.m.
Almost 4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So.
Good thing it's Friday.
Oh.
Maybe we can just get
started.
someone from
Or
Australia.
Saturday. I don't even
Just
know.
get someone from Australia so we can have just every single time zone.
I actually, Australia wouldn't work that bad if we did it like at this time again. It would suck most for
They're-
you, because Australia for them, I think it would be like something like 11 a.m.
Yeah, I think they're
Something like
11
that.
hours ahead of me.
Yeah, so it'd be like. It'd be something like
Yeah, in the
noon
morning
there,
then,
maybe?
3,
It'd be like noon,
Yeah.
maybe?
2 or 3.
I don't know. But that
Something like
that could work. That could actually work. You made it as a joke, but that's possible.
Anyone Australian out there?
Any Australians you want to come on?
Yes. We'd love to talk to you about anime.
Yeah, make sure to do all that, and we'll have another episode up in about a week.
We'll see you guys next time.